done. What am I? Okay. I don't know how to computer anymore. Okay. Um, Welcome to the Start to Be Great podcast. I'm your co-host, Kimmy.
And I'm Anna. And if you're anything like us and you're sick of using fear as an excuse to not truly live your life, then you're in the right spot. We're here to tell you that you don't have to be great to start something, but you do have to
start to be great. So today we're talking about shopping small and supporting local businesses.
Yes. I went to the pet store to get some dog food last week, and I saw a little flyer on the table, and it said small businesses down in Georgetown where we live, and some picture of it to you, and you're like, yep. I think you probably said bet. And I was like, cool, let's go.
Yeah, so I think that's like a really cool event. They had a shop local event here in Georgetown, and it was basically, we walked into the visitor center, and they had us enter for a raffle, which neither of us won, but that's unrelated.
Neither here nor there.
Yes, and it was basically, they gave us this map of all of the local businesses that were being involved in this group, and it was just like in the Georgetown Square and near it, of like places that were being involved in the event, and you just go in there and you buy things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we went into a bunch of shops that we had never been into before. Ones that I had like walked by and like seen and like, oh, that's cool, but like just honestly never had gone in. So it was kind of cool that it like pushed me to the level of actually entering the store and shopping with the intention to buy and support from these businesses.
Yeah, and I wanted to talk about it this week on the podcast because we just had Thanksgiving. We just had all of the things we're grateful for, followed by Black Friday, which is fuck your thanks. We're gonna buy a bunch of things.
Yeah, and followed up after that is Cyber Monday, which is the day that you're listening to this right now. And people are going to be spending even more money.
Yes, and so I wanted to have this podcast because I just want you to be aware of what you're buying, myself included. Because when I'm shopping for Christmas presents, this is holiday shopping season now, I tend to go online. So all my family lives out of this state. And so it's really easy for me to just hop on Amazon and have my gift delivered to them, and so it's really easy for me to fall into, big corporate, everything and just buy shit online. And I wanted to be cognizant of what I'm spending my money on and where I'm spending it, because I have wonderful friends that have wonderful small businesses that I would much rather spend my money at. And I just, I think it's a good topic to talk about.
Yeah, and we're not trying to be all like high and mighty. Like both of us have Amazon Prime accounts.
Oh,
we're not saying that we don't do that. We don't not shop online. We're not holier than thou. Like it's just I have it as like a backup for. I very very much so try and avoid ordering stuff off Amazon if I don't need to. Like if I can go pick it up in a store, because even if it's not a small business, the local like supplement stores or whatever, they're employing local people, and I mean Amazon's a business too, so they employ people, but I just would rather keep my money and my dollars like in my community, so that's what I try and do. And yeah, it's just kind of like a wake up call for ourselves included to, like you said, be more cognizant of where your money's going.
Yeah, and I think it challenges you a little bit to get more thoughtful with your gifts. Like we were walking through some of those stores, and they had like really cool shit. And I said this to you while we were out. I was like, man, I would have never walked into this store if we weren't at an event like this. Like I would have never walked in here. And I'm like really happy that we walked into some of those stores because we saw some cool shit and stuff that I want to I actually want to be involved in my community a little bit more.
Yeah. And then there was, we went to a small farmer's market afterwards, and they had a lot of cool stuff. Not just food and produce and stuff like that, which is great. But so many like small little things that, I don't know, I feel like I want to buy things for people that they will use, but also like I don't want to just contribute to like people owning junk.
Yeah.
That's like
and it doesn't even have to be for the holidays. Like we walked to this one booth at that farmer's market, and that lady was selling like she was a beekeeper, and she was selling like beeswax stuff. And she was selling like natural
So
deodorants,
cool.
which we had been just talking about because we were talking about like the shit we put on our bodies and how it's like whatever, moving past that. But
Yeah.
she had these she had this like really cool shit, and I would rather support her than anyway. And that's like
Yeah.
with just buying my normal beauty products. Not saying that you have to go natural, but like buying
But you should.
buying small
No.
rather than buying your regular shit.
Yeah. Well, I just switched to natural deodorant like 2 months ago,
Mhm.
and I found a brand that I like from HB,
Mm-hmm.
but I also hadn't seen hers, so now I want to try hers. Just compare it. If it works well, then I'll probably just continue to buy from her. She's there. It's like one of those markets that's there every single week.
Mhm. And we asked a lot of the vendors, and we're like, "Do you come every week?" And they're like, "Yep, every Saturday."
Yeah. Yeah. Surprisingly, a lot of cool stuff, and so our town does a big market at the square the second Saturday of every month,
Mhm.
and so I know a lot of cities do markets like that, and so this one specifically, that's in what 2 weeks,
Mhm.
they're going to be doing. I mean, it's like prepping people for Christmas presents, and I'm excited to go back to that because I went to it last. We went to it last
Yeah.
month. This month, but a few weeks ago, and I wish I would have bought more from them. I wasn't even I wasn't in Christmas present mode then, so I'm excited for that. I haven't bought much gifts yet because I'm like literally waiting to buy stuff at the market first.
Well, I was literally processing what I wanted to buy people for Christmas this year, and I was talking to my friends about it, and I was realizing just how dope my friends are because there was like I was talking about needing like not to give away Christmas presents, but like generic ones like candles. Like I was looking for candles, and she was like, "Oh, I have a candle company." And like another one of my friends has like a t-shirt printing business that I didn't even know anything about. And I was just like, holy shit, how many of my friends sell things
Yeah.
that I don't even know like that they have stuff?
Yeah. I have run into that a lot since launching Hard Charger Coffee. There's
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, there's a ton of people that are like, oh, I didn't even know you had a coffee company. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I don't really talk about it as much as I should.
So let's talk about it.
Okay.
So tell us about Hard Charger. Like give like the general spiel. Like what is it?
So this year, Memorial Day was my last day working in the corporate world. I quit my job as an X-ray tech and launched Hard Charger Coffee the first week of June. And I'm originally from Seattle. I've been obsessed with coffee since I was a young teen. I started drinking it way too early. Not a fan of Starbucks. Just a Seattleite that likes the other kind of coffee, the good stuff. And so, I wanted to do something different, and I was watching during all of the crap going down the last few years, and I was kind of inspired by like all the businesses that closed. I mean, they were like brick and mortar, a lot of most of it, but so many businesses shut down like permanently, like 500,000 I think is the number in the country because they couldn't stay open. And so I was honestly kind of inspired by that. I was like, I'm capable and I want to do that, and I know that I can bring a good product, and I taught myself how to roast coffee, so like I don't do like white label, like it's not just like my brand on some other roaster's beans. Like I physically do the roasting. So that was fun. I taught myself how to do that. Still learning a lot about it every day, and like I still have so much to learn about it. But yeah, like it's been, I started from scratch. I do it all by myself with the help of Kenny, of course. And like I have a lot of great friends and support, but it's a coffee company. The name comes from the Marine Corps. Hard Charger was like picture and this, I'm going to tell this to you like from a civilian kind of mindset. Like picture like your favorite uncle, and he's like super successful, and you never get to like talk to him because he's always so busy, but he's like really cool and he's really nice to you all the time. And then imagine him like putting his shoulder around you and being like, hey, Hard Charger, I see you doing this thing over there. Like, let me talk to you for a second, you know, and just like pulling you in under his wing. And so like the name Hard Charger really like, that's what it means to me. Like, it was like they believe in you kind of nickname, you know? And so put that together with how everything has been the last few years. I wanted to kind of share that Marine Corps nickname with all of the Americans that love this country and are hardworking and are struggling and are figuring it out, and know that like you're appreciated and that you can fucking do what you want to do and do hard shit and be a hard charger
and drink some great as fucking coffee.
Yeah, and you know, it's been fun. It's been challenging, and I got like difficulties every single day and fun stuff every single day, and yeah, it's a very very brand new small business. I'm living off of my savings account for the most part. I've put thousands of dollars up front, buying beans, buying roasters, buying grinders, buying bags, buying merchandise, paying for it out of my own pocket. Like I didn't take a loan out for it. And until I sell all of the things, I'm, you know, not making full profit off it yet. It's a slow process, but that's why every single order that I get, I so appreciate it. And the people that subscribe and buy it every month is amazing, because that makes me feel a little like one step closer to being a little bit more secure in what I'm doing.
Cool. I want to hear more, just because I'm in this with you. Like, I'm obsessed with it with you, and I was really like, how do you, the process of starting, you had to like figure out where your beans were sourced. You had to figure out like what type of roast you were looking for, like what type of beans do you use, what kind of, like, with the roast, what are you looking for with each specific roast?
Yeah, so I mean, I had to teach myself literally everything. I was in a coaching group. I've been in two of them, and so luckily I had I would say loose mentors, because I didn't technically have anyone in the coffee industry teaching me how to do things, but you know, I had friends that had already applied for like an LLC, and I had like, I reached out, I did a lot of networking. I called established businesses. There was a coffee company called Poverty Bay out of Washington, where I'm from, and I called them and I spoke with the owner, and he, like, you know, he's been in coffee for almost 40 years and was just like giving me some feedback and told me how like he searched for good wholesalers and like what roasters he'd recommend and blah blah blah, all this stuff. And I did that a few different times with different size businesses, and honestly I googled who to find local. I wanted to find wholesaler in Texas, so the one I found is called Cope and Trade, and it's out of Tomball, which is right outside of Houston, which is great because when I order it, it comes faster than if I were to get something from the West Coast or wherever. Yeah, and then it just it took a lot of research. Like the beginning phase was the worst. It was brutal. Like just going, like just doing all the comparison, like the shopping around, like looking at stuff. What I did was I bought not quite a home roaster, but I mean it is, but it roasts at least a bag of coffee at a time, like pound at a time. And but I did, like, it would be a good sample roaster for the future, if it wasn't broken, because it just died on me. But so like I bought that, and I just bought sample sizes of different beans, and I wasn't looking for anything in particular. I wanted to stay very open-minded, but I knew I didn't want to do Colombia or Brazil because those are the most popular origins for coffee, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. They make a great coffee bean. I just didn't want to do the same flavor profile that all these other companies were already doing. And so I tried a bunch of different ones. I wanted to stay away from like Black Rifle flavors and like Starbucks flavors. And yeah, I just experimented. I mixed them. I tried like my roast right now, that's a medium, is Mexico and Nicaragua. I tried it as a light and a dark roast, and I prefer it as medium. Like the flavor was the best to me, and so that's kind. I mean, I'm not like professional like coffee sipper or like you know. If you check out my website, like I don't have like the perfect tasting notes for what coffee is supposed to taste like and all that crap. Like I'm not. That's not my thing. It tastes good. It smells good. I like it. So that's kind of what.
Yeah, so like trial and error until you found something that you as a coffee drinker liked.
Exactly. And I gave it to people and I asked them.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of like what helped me a lot was I gave a lot of coffee to people. And I was bringing it to work and testing it out there. And so, yeah.
Very cool. So what's the, okay, so I asked these questions at the beginning, which is why I'm asking them again. So what's the difference between a light, medium, and a dark in terms of flavor and in terms of caffeine content?
It's just, you know, the time roasted is light, medium, dark. And there's a bunch of different levels of light, medium, and dark. And then past dark, you have your espresso. And then they have like different names like Vienna roast and French roast and city roast and all these things. But generally speaking, you know, those are, the average person is not going to notice the difference between those because it's like light, medium, and dark. And then you have your subcategories like in between.
Yeah.
And unless you're very, very specific and drink it all the time and like compare them next to each other, you're not going to notice. Your light roast is going to have, there's a reason why breakfast blends are a light roast usually. It has more caffeine. I used to compare it to cooking vegetables. Like if you think about it, what gives you more nutrients from the vegetable? A raw vegetable or a steamed vegetable?
A raw vegetable.
Right, so the longer you cook something, you're like cooking off the nutrients. Now, you're not necessarily like getting, like dark roast still has caffeine, but
it cooks off some of it, so it's less caffeine potent than like a light.
But what you do get from the dark that people really love is they love that roasty coffee flavor. It's more bold.
Oh yeah.
So
dark is my favorite, by the way, if you're listening. Dark is my absolute favorite.
And you also like it.
Oh, I like it to be sludge. I want it to be like burn your mouth. It tastes so much like coffee type shit.
Yeah. And honestly, that's why I love medium because I think it's the best of both worlds because it gets enough of that flavor profile of the dark, but then I feel like it's more caffeinated, so it's like you know, yeah. Well, a lot of people don't know that. There's also there's a thing, it's very, very popular in Washington. I plan on getting into it at some point, but it's not practical right now. There's a thing called white coffee, which is the lightest roast you can have to where it's like drinkable. It is the most caffeinated. Some people, like research studies have like measured supposedly like 3 to 4 times the amount of caffeine. So like we used to give it to people and we would do a split shot when I was a barista in Washington. We would do a split shot and like 1 shot of regular espresso and 1 shot of white coffee. And we'd be like, we're not going to give you a full white coffee right now because they'd be like tweaking. Like you like actually can get shaky and it literally does not, it doesn't sell anywhere else but like Washington. Most people don't know about it, but you can't even grind it like in a home grinder because the bean is so, I don't want to say undercooked, but like lightly roasted that it's harder. And so you would break a grinder if you tried like doing it with your generic. You need like a heavy duty grinder for white coffee. So if you ever buy like white coffee, it's always going to be pre-ground because they don't want you to try and grind it at home.
Yeah, I've never even heard of white coffee.
Yeah, most people haven't. It's it doesn't taste good. It tastes earthy is the word we used to describe it. It honestly tastes like kind of like dirt.
Yeah.
Which is why you do like a I used to like white coffee or white chocolate, like a white coffee mocha. Yeah, you wouldn't drink it black. It's not good. Because it isn't black, it's white. But
so you have you have the 3 blends, light, medium, and dark, and they have really cool names.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
she's just her company is a total vibe. If you haven't heard of it or looked at it online, you need to go right now. It's not only is the name cool, but each individual name of her coffees is really cool.
So I wanted to come up with names that were like, what's something that you say to someone, like in a situation where you're like let's go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so you would be like, yo, get some. And then
Because that's your light roast, right?
that's a light roast.
Uh-huh.
That's like something like if someone's gonna maybe like hit a jump off of, you know, something.
Yeah,
With
get
some kind of
some.
automobile.
Yeah.
You know, get some. But then when someone's like, I'm about to do something crazy, you're like, full send.
That's your medium.
That's the medium. And then if you're like really like questioning life or death, you're like, fuck around, find out, man. Like, let's do this.
That's our dark.
And
So you
that's the
got
dark roast.
full send, fuck around, find out,
Get
and
some.
get some.
Yeah. I'm excited. My next roast that I plan to do is gonna be a Texas roast.
Ooh, Texas roast.
I already got the name of it.
Ooh. Do you want to preview it, or are you keeping that secret?
I mean, I'll keep it a secret.
Keep it a secret.
I'll keep
You
it
gotta
a
keep. You
secret.
gotta keep listening, or keep checking the
Hard
website.
to Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah. So, which one do you sell the most of?
It's a toss-up between the medium and dark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
They're both pretty good. A lot of people will buy one of each of those. Some people do like try like medium and dark,
Mhm.
but there's just less people that I think like a later roast.
Mhm.
Um,
If somebody didn't like coffee, what would you recommend? Like if they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I don't like coffee. Like, what would you recommend to try to get into it?
I mean, people look at. Have you ever heard that? Okay, I have a lot of tattoos.
Mhm.
So when dudes see me, they're like, oh, like I don't have any tattoos, and they start giving me like these excuses, and like they feel like wrong or bad for not
Mhm.
having tattoos. I'm like, not everyone has to have tattoos. Like it's okay. I'm not judging you. Like they're not for everyone. I feel the same way about coffee.
Mhm.
Like people are like, I don't like coffee, and I'm like, okay, like you don't have to like coffee. If you don't like coffee, I suggest continue drinking what you're drinking now. But
If you're trying to get into it,
if
want
you-
to ease in.
if you are not sure which blend to go with, if you wanted to buy one to taste it, I would recommend medium because it's got the, in my opinion, like the smoothest flavor profile, without being like too harsh of like dark, right? And if you don't like that, then I would honestly, some people say that they have stomach problems, like basically like coffee will make them be on the toilet 2 minutes later. It's like acidic, it hurts their stomach. First of all, don't drink coffee on an empty stomach. Second of all, try cold brew. You can make cold brew at home. You can buy cold brew pre-made at the store and see how it affects you before you buy a bag of coffee and make it on your own. But cold brew gets you like pumped up. Like I feel a lot of energy from cold brew.
Love cold brew.
It hits different than a hot coffee. Like hot coffee feels good and like I enjoy drinking it. It's nostalgic. It's a good vibe, right? But cold brew just like I feel like it goes straight to your brain and it's less acidic because of the brewing process. And so if you are saying you don't like coffee because of the stomach problems, cold brew it up. That's it.
That's really cool. So what are your goals with the company? So I am a Hard Charger groupie. So
That's all right. Hard Charger has greatly benefited from Kimmy being a groupie. She's the number one fan. Woo! My goals are to basically I want to inspire people that feel like they are stuck in their career path or like they're not contributing, that they can impact their community, they can do something different, they can try something out and give it their best shot and just try it out. Like it's not something worth being afraid over. I also want to be kind of like a beacon of light for patriotism in this country. Like we've talked about it before back on like the 4th of July podcast.
Patriotism
Like
podcast,
yeah, and so
it's called United We Stand.
Yes.
If you want to go back and listen to that one.
I have always been known as the girl that like loves everything freedom, and I mean my dog's name is America. Like I love this country, and I want to see more people succeed. I want to see people going after their goals. I want to see the American dream come to life. It is out there, and people just aren't seeing it anymore. They're distracted by social media, the news, politics, like bullshit, drama, whatever. and I want people to like go after shit. And so, you know, and part of the reason I started this company was to show that to my niece. You know, like I want her to see me do it and know that she can do it too. Not the same exact thing, but whatever it is that she wants, I want her to know that she can go after it.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much, I mean, who knows what else will come out of it, but.
Yeah. I think you've done amazing work. You started in June and you've, you know, done crazy shit with that company since then, and I'm really proud of you. But you said at the beginning of this, rolling back to the reason we started this, you said you downplayed it a lot. You said like a lot of your friends didn't even know you had the company. Yeah,
so I made a Hard Charger Instagram page, and you know I've been working hard on like putting some cool reels on there and
You're
stuff.
hip. You're so hip.
Trying to blend in influencers. No, I just like I try and not. I don't want to be like sell, but I also like want people to know what I'm doing and like just kind of have an awareness and a presence. And that's part of a company is building your brand. But what I've done is I've done so much work on the Hard Charger page, but my personal page doesn't have much on there. Like it says at the top, but like I don't straight up tell people. But everybody that knows me, they're like, "Oh yeah, so you're into fitness," and I'm like, "Yes, I am." But like that's not my job. That's not my passion right now. Like that's just something that I do. But people don't know that I have this company. Like I'm talking, you know, like my mom's like long-term best friend. I don't even know if she, you know, it's like my, what is it called, godmother? Yeah, I don't even know if she has like any, you know, like just people that like, you know, family. I know like a certain, obviously a lot of people do know, but there's so many people. I went to an event like over the summer, and someone who I'm friends with on social media was like, "Oh, like I didn't even know that you had a thing," and I was like, "Dude, like what?" And that's my fault because I don't talk about it as much. It feels weird. I've told you this before, but when I quit my job in healthcare, I like I took a big hit to my confidence. Like part of who I was an X-ray tech. Which is silly because like why is our career define us, right?
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I left that gig and I started at the freaking bottom, and now I just feel like, yeah, like I have this company and I want to tell people about it, obviously, but I feel almost like embarrassed. Oh, I don't know if it's like it's so small. I don't know a lot about a lot of things. I can't do a lot of things. You know, people are asking me for K-cups. Like, I'm not gonna have that. You know, or like it's not something I ever want at this point in time. But like, I'm doing things differently, and I'm very small and new still. So it feels really weird, and I feel awkward talking about it.
Yeah. So I think that's why we're talking about it here, because one, this podcast we started just because it's literally called Start to Be Great. You know, like you have to start and do scary shit and be bad at it until you're good at it.
Yeah.
And I think one, you're not bad at it. And so I want everybody to know about your coffee, because not only is it a wonderful company with wonderful morals, it's actually fantastic fucking coffee. So I think you should talk about it more, and I think that we're done downplaying it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard. No, but like honestly, that's one of the reasons like why I started, was because I was not only procrastinating, but I had the fear of starting. And I was like, well, I have so much I need to learn first before I do it. And I was like, I'm not ready. And I told myself that for a while. And I was like, dude, I need to freaking jump out of this airplane and put my parachute on as I'm falling. Like otherwise I'm going to stay up there and get more and more scared and never jump.
Yeah.
And so that is kind of like the premise of the name of this podcast as well. Like you literally just have to throw yourself out there and just try it.
Yeah. Be scared and do it anyway, right?
Exactly.
So as a small business owner going into the holiday season, how are you going to get your name out there, and how can people support you as a small business going into the holidays?
Well, I'm gonna I'll answer that from me, but like this can be applied to any business.
Yeah.
I realize that not everyone has funds or desire to drink, coffee. So I get that, and there's so many other ways to support small businesses. If you're on social media, sharing their content, telling people about it. A lot of people these days, like for me, for example, like I don't just have coffee, I have stickers, I have shirts. I'm working on other things because I realize not everyone likes coffee, and I'm not going to try and force coffee down their throat. But I know some people that literally only like decaf, and I don't have decaf yet, and they're rocking my shirt because they support me. And like, I don't think that everybody has to do that, but like if you have the means to do it for your friends, like find a way.
But like you said, even just talking about it to others,
Talking
being like,
about
hey, my
it.
friend has this coffee company and you like coffee, like you should
Yeah.
try them out.
Yeah. Like networking for people. Like for example, I used this analogy earlier. If I had a really hot single friend and I knew another person, then I thought they were a perfect match, would I or would I not try and hook them up to go on a date? I totally would. I'd be like, dude, you guys need to meet.
Yeah.
Like, so if I know that, like, for example, now that I know that you are looking for, or you have a friend that has candles, like, anytime in my head that I'm like, ooh, someone needs candles, I'm gonna be like, yo, what's that person's, like, I want to get from them. You just kind of like networking for people. So like, even though you may not want that thing, like if you hear someone or if you want to even be the one that suggests it.
Yeah.
I have a lot of people at I have a lot of firefighter friends, and they're trying to buy it for their firehouses because they literally pool together money for their coffee, and so that like fire, LEO, and veterans kind of all like support each other. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
It's like unwritten
Gang
code.
gang.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you don't have to spend the money. If you don't have money to spend, that's fine. But like telling someone about it, sharing things. Honestly, like this morning, I had an old gunny message me, and he literally just messaged me and told me that he was proud of me and what I've been doing.
Oh.
And like, he did not spend a dime on my product, and I don't even care. Like, telling me that he supported me was awesome. Like, it's just nice to know that, like, I haven't talked to him in years. Like, I got out of the Marine Corps in 2010, and I've maybe, stay in contact on, like, Facebook and stuff forever, but, like, maybe I talked to him on the Marine Corps birthday a couple years ago. Like, that's it. But he sees what I'm doing, and he felt the need to, like, say that, and that meant a lot. So,
Yeah.
those are ways that you can help people without spending your dollars if you don't have those to spend.
Yeah. So pulling this back, so we're talking about shopping small today. One thing that I wanted to talk about that I have like a major problem with
Oh yeah.
Is
Just say it.
just get it. Okay, so if you have a friend that has a company, why do you expect a discount from them?
Yeah.
It's I'm anti-discounts for your friends' companies, basically. It's like
We both are.
My thing is, so you're expecting the smallest company to give you a break on the price, but you go to like a huge name brand and you're gonna pay full price for them. Like, why would you want to support this humongous name 100% and want to support your friends 50%?
I know.
I literally, I don't understand. And I mean, I do it all the time too, like with my friends and like with like my own shit. I'll be like, oh, don't worry about it. Or, oh, like expect like giving out like discounted rates or something.
Yeah.
And then like if it's offered, that's awesome. But like people that expect it, I'm not here for it.
Yeah, no, it drives me crazy. I have had the experience of having, now you're like my second close friend that I've had with a service type of business. And I've watched people try and take advantage of you, and they were trying to do it to her. She was a massage therapist, and it drives me insane. And I feel like I get more pissed sometimes than y'all do, because I'm like, dude, no, like, put a boundary up. Like, I mean, I lived with that girl for 3 years, and I paid for 2 massages from her. I never took one for free.
Yeah.
And I tipped her based on the full price, even though she forced friends and family on me. But I didn't make appointments with her because I didn't want her to hook me up.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I'm like, dude, that's your time, and I value it.
Yeah.
And even though like I understand, but it like I know people take advantage of that.
Yeah, I think with me, with like being a service type thing, it's a little easier for me to justify a discount because it is just my time. Like with my friends that have like actual like you paid money for that, like actual
Yeah.
goods and services, it's easier for me to be like, no, like I like one, I'm at least paying for the money you spent on it.
Right, the cost.
Yeah, the cost of it, but
the item.
also like I want to support you fully. I want you to make money. I want you to be better for this. You look at like I'm trying to think of like what's a celebrity that has like say you're gonna do like Kim Kardashian. I don't know.
Yeah.
She has like what the shapewear or whatever. You're gonna spend
Yeah.
however much and not expect a
Dude.
discount from her, and she's making millions,
Yeah.
billions of dollars.
Does not need any
Does
more
not
money.
need a disc like does not need that. But then like they look at like a shirt online for I don't even know how much your shirts cost.
My shirts right now are like 30 or 35.
Yeah, it's cheap, right? So like
Well, they're made in America for fucking starters.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was kind of educating people on this because like people don't even understand. Okay, so we just read last month the Eric Thomas book.
Yeah.
Eric Thomas, E.T. the Hip Hop Preacher. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's awesome.
Yeah.
He does a lot of motivational speaking for young athletes and students. He has a book, and I went to his website and I looked at. He has a shirt, and it was $40 or $45, and it said "You Owe You," which is the name of the shirt.
The book.
Oh, I'm sorry, the book. Yeah. It was like $40 or $45 for a T-shirt. It was not made in America.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, he bought at least 1,000, probably 15,000, which means they were likely $8 a shirt. And he's charging more than I charge. I'm like, dude, and people have no problem paying for it.
Yeah.
Because it's the, and so people, I heard that guy like a couple weeks ago, and he's like, I would never spend this much on a shirt. I'm just like, dude, you don't understand. Like, I'm not making that much money off of it. If I did, I, wouldn't be broke as fuck.
because you're buying from American sources and
Yes.
you're getting designs that you have to pay for. Like there's just so many costs that go into it that I don't even think about. Like you have to pay for the artwork per shirt. You have to pay for the actual shirt itself, and then you have to pay for everything like developmental that goes into this shirt.
Yeah, and I'm not buying it in bulk, so there's price breaks when you buy more. So when you buy only 25 to 50, I think 74 was the price break. And then it drops down to like the American made shirts. For like one of the shirts I made was going to be like $14 a shirt at 74, but other than that I was paying like 17 or something like that. And that was not including, that was a reprint of design, so that I didn't charge extra for like the design work on it and stuff like that. But the last one I did was a brand new design, and that's why it was more expensive, was because
you have to pay the artist to actually draw the design.
Yeah, and so there's just a lot that goes into it, and it's crazy.
Yeah, watching you do this, I'm like, there's so much that goes into having a small business that I didn't even like know about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And the shipping too is wild. I feel like a lot of people have not bought my coffee because the shipping is expensive. And the thing is the shipping prices are set by USPS. Like I don't make it. These companies that are more established can offer flat rates or free shipping over so much cost or whatever. And at some point I would love to do that.
Right now, just not in the
I'm not
position.
able to. Well, the thing is it's like free shipping. It's not free. Their product is so overpriced that they're offering you free shipping so that you buy the product. It's literally like a marketing ploy. So like, sure, I could start selling shirts $40 a pop and offer free shipping. Does that make it better? It's just. I guess the way that I'm doing it currently is it's more honest about which part goes to the shirt and which part goes to the shipping.
And the other costs of business.
Yeah, and so like the reality is that nothing is free. Someone's paying for it. It's just if you're getting free shipping or flat rate or discounted shipping, it just means that they're making enough money off of their product that they can pay that shipping for you because it's not free.
I think all of it just comes down to changing your mindset around where you're spending your money and just being cognizant of like who's actually getting the profit for it.
Yeah.
Like, would you rather like support someone you know or support some random huge company?
Right. I know, and we were talking, like, I don't know about you, but I bought a lot of stuff off of Etsy.
Mhm.
Etsy is a great place to find small business owners as well. Actually, I have my coffee's on Etsy as well.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I
Cool.
put it on there because I was like, it's another avenue. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff out there, and I don't know. I think that we, as a culture, are so wrapped up in getting like brand name stuff.
Mhm.
Like, I want to get a Nike hoodie.
Mhm.
It's like, cool. You're gonna spend $60 on a Nike hoodie, but you don't want to spend, $60 on I bought a really nice American-made hoodie from a coffee company, Viking Coffee Company, up in Michigan.
Mhm.
It's like $75. I pre-ordered it, and I'm gonna wait a long time for it. It's one of my favorite hoodies of all time.
Yeah.
It's so comfy,
And like
and I
you,
felt good
yeah,
doing it.
like you were talking about earlier, like everybody wants to buy the hot new thing, but like blank, 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 blank. And it's like, I understand that because of course I like name brand things and like expensive things, not expensive, but like ex, expensive brands type shit. Like, but
Like
you're
quality.
yeah, quality.
things.
So like I have a MacBook, and you're like, all right, you can't buy a MacBook from local, but you can,
Right.
but like you're like you can go on Etsy to buy the case,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Just being like, not saying that you have to buy all your shit from like local source, but like just even if it's just accessories or even if it's just thinking smaller, like just think about what you're buying.
I'd be happy if this podcast encouraged one person to buy one product from a small company.
Mhm.
Like, we are our own community,
Mhm.
and we are the only ones responsible for making changes. And if that's one person, one present at a time, I'll take it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I am trying to be more conscious about the things that I'm buying, and I realize that not everyone gives a shit.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I don't care. I mean, I do, but like, that's not in my control. But thinking
man.
about it.
So we're talking a lot about shopping for holidays, and it's just I'm like really fucking excited for Christmas.
Are you?
I am.
I love it.
Christmas. Like way too much. Like I walked in today and you were putting up Christmas stuff, and I was
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah, like this is the energy I want to start today with. You had Christmas tunes playing, and
Oh, yeah.
it's just like, oh yeah.
God, what is Christmas in Hollis? HOLLIS. It's a Pandora station. Thank me later. It is like the best like hip hop and like oldies Christmas songs ever. I love it.
I am one of those people that listens to Christmas before.
Yeah, I don't care.
Well, judge me if you want.
We're on the same team. I'm excited for Christmas as well.
Mhm.
I also, I want to spend less time focusing on the gift part of Christmas and more time focusing on the, like how you were saying, like experience.
And activities.
And
stuff.
that's why I bought the Elf.
Elf on the Shelf.
Elf on the Shelf this year.
Mhm.
I'm excited because it starts soon.
Yeah.
And so I just I want it to be like a memorable time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, remember Christmas 2022? It was fun. It was fun year.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, Christmas and holidays in general, it's just so commercialized. It's so much about the stuff you buy, And it's like, I was talking about this earlier. I said my favorite gifts to receive are experiences. For my birthday this year, Anna bought me a breathing class that we went to together. It was like guided breathing.
Hippie shit.
Hey, I'm into it. I don't even care. But that's the thing. Is like it was really thoughtful because I had been talking about wanting to do it and been talking about wanting to like be more in tune with my body, and that's like something that can help and something we could do together. So like experiences were really awesome, and we were able to support. We went to Lizard Yoga in Austin, and it was just cool. We got to meet new people, and we met like a really cool instructor that we saw later at other events, and it was just a really cool activity that we could do together. But I just love like the things that go along with Christmas. Like you said, you like go to a tree farm and cut down trees, and like I'm a basic bitch with a fake tree, but I'm really excited to put it up. I'm excited about decorating. I'm excited about just all the stuff you get to do, like Christmas cookie decorating, and like I do all the things, all of it.
I think it's cool because not everyone grew up with Christmas as like a positive memory. And in fact, I never really had great Christmases, to be honest with you. But my mom she worked so hard. She literally like worked every single Christmas.
Mhm.
So she'd be gone before we woke up, and we would beg her on the phone to let us open at least the stockings.
Mhm.
So she would let us do that over the phone, but then we had to wait all day until she got home from work,
Mhm.
like just me and my sisters. So we didn't have like any like fun family stuff. Like it was just never anything really cool. But she did so good at like making when she was there, like being good feeling. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I think that the cool thing that people don't understand is as you become an adult, you get to choose what your own traditions are and change your story about what Christmas means to you. Like, so if you didn't have a good Christmas, like, make it one.
Yeah.
Start over. Create it to be whatever the hell you want it to be.
Exactly.
Make it not about gifts. Make it about cooking together with your family or like singing songs or reading or watching movies or whatever you want to do. Like,
that's my thing. I just like that when you're around Christmas, like it's like a systemized feeling of giving to others. Like even if like I get it, it's pretty good commercial scheme, you know, to make it to buy. But like it's just even if you take that as what it is, like Christmas is commercialized now. I like that it's one time of the year when everybody, whether you want to or not, you feel the need to think about others.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like a forced time to stop and be like, hey, don't be a bitch, you know. And you don't have to. I mean, a lot of people don't even, you know, they don't celebrate Christmas and they don't do a bunch of stuff. But I do. Christmas is my favorite holiday. So
yeah, hands down.
It's really fun. What's a gift that you got this year that you really like, that you liked a lot? Do you have one?
That I got this year?
Or just in general?
Well, it's my Christmas year.
Well, just a gift. I talked about my birthday.
Oh, you know, I got. I think my favorite gift is a silly gift because I haven't even used it, but it was so thoughtful. Like I said something, I told a story about a situation that happened to me, and okay, I'll just tell it. So I am the last person in the world that still uses CDs. I'll admit it. I have CD cases in my car. And every once in a while, I'll just put on CDs. I'm a very big nostalgic person. So Hybrid Theory, sometimes I just want to listen to it in order because I know exactly what song comes next. It makes me feel good. And so I went to the Blink-182 concert. They used to be one of my favorite bands. They still are, but their new concert was so good. I took Summer to it, and they gave us a CD with the concert. And so when I traded in my last Subaru for my new one, it was in my car. I didn't take it out.
Like in the CD player?
It was in the CD player because I was listening to it. And so I left it at the dealership. And mind you, I was moving into a new house. This was all at the same time. You know, it was a lot going on that time. So I didn't have time to go to the dealership to go pick up a CD. And I was like, man, I really want it. And I was sad about it. And I obviously, I still think about it. It was 3 years ago. And so I had my boyfriend got me that CD for my birthday.
Just because you told him the story? Because
I told him the story months prior. Didn't even think too much thoughts about it. And it's so silly. It's like a $15 present, you know, or something like that. And again, I haven't necessarily listened to it a whole bunch. I do. And I have Spotify. I could literally listen to it anytime I want.
I'm calling bullshit because I ride in the car with you a lot, and when you got that CD, we listened to that CD for 2 straight weeks.
Yeah, that's true.
2 weeks.
That's true. You do know the CD now.
Yes.
Yeah. But I like having it. It was a really good gift. I like the thoughtful ones. To me, that it showed me that he would listened and paid attention, and he knows me well enough to know that would be important. I legit had a tear come to my eye when I opened it. I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna cry over a CD right now, but that was super thoughtful.
Yeah, I love that. Well, just to wrap things up, we talked about small business today because one, you own a small business, and if you haven't tried her coffee and you like coffee, you should check out her website. What is it?
It's thehardchargercoffee.com.
Cool. Yeah. So check out her website. Ask your friends, you know, like if they have businesses or if they know of local businesses that they would recommend. Just, you know, be aware of what's available for you.
Yeah, and just do your best to make a conscious effort. You know, like if there's ways you can support people, why not?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? All right. Well, I want to say from both of us, thank you for listening, and we hope that you go do hard shit this week, and also check out your local farmers market. Jinx. Check out our Instagram page, please. It is Start to Be Great Podcast.
And my personal page, I have a multiple right now because Instagram decided that it wanted me to have my Instagram back. So right now my personal page is Kimmy, Kimmie_Croson, CROSON. And don't worry about the other one because it doesn't matter anymore. We will post this podcast tomorrow for us, but we post every Monday at 6 a.m. Why so early? Because we're fucking sharks and sharks don't give a damn that it's Monday. Those are getting more awkward.